What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Red Bull / AlphaTauri Road to Glory. We're here for round 3, the team headquarters in Miami. I've already done practice 1. I'm about to enter practice 2 to finish tweaking my setup and run my track acclimatization and quali pace programs. So yeah, let's jump straight on into it. I'm wasting no time. Alright, well, here we are in the car, ready for practice 2. I just ran a little bit of the race strategy program, practice 1. I was really too worried about tweaking my setup, but I'm just gonna go straight out and do my track acclimatization program on a set of medium tires. Alright, here I am. Got the tires all prepped. And on the outlap, this car felt very smooth, but that is just the outlap. So here we go, ready for our first lap of free practice 2. I won't take too long recording this session because I know I need to jump right into qualifying and the race for you guys. Just head through turn 1, got a little bit out of shape on the exit there, if I'm being completely honest. Down, and I love this first sector. I used to hate it on F122 because of the way the cars are handling, or the way the car's handling was. There we go. Can't speak. But in F123 they made so many changes to how these cars work. It's so much better. I love this game with all my heart. I love racing. It's truly my passion. I like karting. Hopefully someday I'll like to drive a Formula 4 car. Not even competitively, necessarily. Maybe just around a track. I'd love nothing more than to drive a F4 car around Silverstone. I'm being completely honest. But maybe someday. I'm still young. I got my whole life ahead of me, so... Anyway. Down the back straight, DRS wide open. And already hitting 200 miles an hour here, well before the braking zone, so that's a good sign. A lot better straight line speed than we had in Albert Park last time out. You guys remember that? And then... So, purple score. So, I'm pretty happy with this circuit, so let's jump into qualifying. Car ready for the Miami Grand Prix qualifying, and I am really excited for this. Just want to make sure my fuel load is correct, and I'm not waiting a bit. I'm jumping straight out for my first lap. Alright, so kind of a complicated situation that just happened. So one, I wasn't recording, which was silly of me. 2, so I just start my lap here. I didn't mean I had to do another warm-up lap because my tires were way too cold. So then I ran out of fuel and didn't have enough fuel to do my banker lap. So this is going to be my banker lap now. So go a little bit wider there than I would have wanted. It's going to lose me some time, and then down towards this twisty first sector in this technical section. I love that sector, but more importantly so does the car. But this corner right there, the car doesn't seem to like. But I've got to make the car respect me and make sure that it's going to stay steady through their DRS wide open. We're already going to hit 210 before the braking zone. It's up to 215 there. Great straight line speed on this car. We go purple in the first sector. So clearly showing some great pace here. It's a fantastic lap. If only this was my Q2 lap, I might have a shot at Q3. You can see the delta is going to start to go up there because I had slowed down, so I'm not really improving that much.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
So where will this lap put us? Purple to the first sector, green in the second sector. It's gonna put us P3. So wow. Obviously all the cars around me not pushing as hard, but that is still a pleasant surprise. So at the end of Q1 here, out in Q1, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Ricardo, Zhou, and Logan Sargent at his home race with a very poor lap from him. Almost, wow, he's 1.5 seconds off of Zhou ahead of him. So that's surprising there. Magnussen making it through. And of course, Valtteri Bottas. But what was surprising to me, Esteban Ocon up in 2nd and Gasly in 6th. So Alpine definitely making strides in the field so far. Had a pretty anonymous season in the first 2 races, besides Gasly's little glitch that he had last race, finishing 2 laps down, I should say. But yeah, even though that did put us 3rd originally, at the end of the day, we still finished 13th. So pace, not quite up there with the front runners, which I wasn't expecting. We're in the slowest car on the grid, but let's go ahead and jump into Q2. Going out to start my first lap of Q2. I did want a green track here with a bit of rubber on it, so just gonna come around here. Russell, I can see is only 11th place, so not the best first lap for him. I'm just gonna head down into turn 1, and that was not way, but a little bit late on the brakes than I am able to do. Nice twisty technical section here, which is a little smooth through there. Right there, the back end just wants to step out on me just a little bit. Not enough for me to have to correct it really, but enough for it to kind of drag the back tires. Never something that you want on a Formula 1 car. Head down this back straight. So not the most clean lap for me so far, but not the worst in the world either. So that was pretty quick through there. Just gonna activate my DRS. I wanna see what top speed I reach by the speed trap. So 213 or 14, one of the two, so nearly 215 at the straight. Which is great stuff for the slowest car on the grid. Our chassis and our aerodynamics especially are highly, highly underdeveloped as we go P12 with that lap. Only a few...
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
Thank you, Mark. Only a few hundreds behind Oscar Piastri and George Russell. Well, here at the end of Q2 for Miami, Leclerc on top, but we are out, of course. In 12th, I wasn't able to improve on that lap that I set. Russell in 11th, so he wasn't able to improve. Clearly the pace not there for Russell this weekend. And K-Mag setting a surprisingly slow lap, but his second lap must have gotten deleted because of track limits, so that's probably why. But 12th, good starting position, get a good start, might be able to score some points. I can see a reliability issue or two happening, but we're really the fastest of all these cars down here. I mean, Williams, Alfa Romeo, Haas. I mean, I've got a Mercedes and a McLaren in front. Maybe I could challenge Alonso in the Aston Martin, maybe. But it's going to be exciting and not something that you want to miss. So let's jump right into the race.
Well, it's no secret that F1 is booming in popularity right now in the USA. Today's race, one of 3 in the United States, is a testament to that. It's time for the Miami Grand Prix.
That first sector looked great.
Sitting at the southeastern coast of Florida, the Miami International Autodrome has 19 corners and 3.36 miles of racing. It's a circuit designed to encourage close racing while meeting the highest safety standards. Either way, I'm sure it's one that will please the fans. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Russell, Taylor, Bottas, Albon, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Ricciardo, Joe, Sargent, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And what would any Grand Prix weekend be without the one and only Anthony Davidson alongside me, as always, to talk you through the action. Now, let's talk about Charles Leclerc.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? So we're in for an exciting start, and I'm sure, and then they'll all start to settle down a bit and try and find a rhythm as they plan the next phase of the Grand Prix. It's important to know when to push and when to hold back so as not to overcook those tyres early on.
And Anthony Davidson is right there. Great advice from the former F1 driver. No rain scheduled, but it is very, very, very cloudy and overcast here in Miami. Soft to mediums once again is probably going to be the way to go, so let's waste no time and jump straight into this race and try to get a good start.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway and the track temperature looks warm. That may or may not play into some of the team's hands in today's race.
So a good mix of tires here. So Russell in front of me,
So as all the cars take
starting on the
their positions
hards.
the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong.
So Russell in front of me is starting on the hards, so with me on the softs, I might be able to get a better start and just inch ahead of the Mercedes if I can, but also I don't want to fight him too much. He could also give me a DRS so I can just kind of follow him. So I love the look of that AlphaTauri. I actually really like it. Maybe not the nose as much, the like solid white, but I like it. The red looks good with it. Lights out and away we go here in Miami. I get a decent start as there's a car up there in Alpine. I think it's S1R3 Ocon. Not getting the best start as I'm going to go down to turn 1 and 4. Do not go into 1. Down through that corner there's a lot of wheel bang. I think we were 5 wide there. But I've made myself go up to 8th place, and that was a very chaotic start. Let's take a look at what happened here. So there's me on the inside, and yes, that was nearly 5 wide down there. And there was a lot of contact, so it was Esteban Ocon, poor starting Esteban Ocon with Norris there. So there was wheel banging here. So Ocon gets forced out. But I did just manage to squeeze through there on the both of them. So wonderful start there as the two McLarens start to battle, but let's continue on. Up the hill here through this section here. Sure, it gets a lot of hate, that section, but I kind of like it. It's different. We're gonna get a really good exit down the back straight, and you can see the straight line speed deficit is not nearly as large as it was in Australia last time out. We're gonna go for a move on Esteban, or Pierre Gasly, I'm sorry, down into the penultimate corner. It was a nice little move there, up into P7, so we actually have a fighting chance here in this Grand Prix. not just by start luck, but we have genuine pace in this AlphaTauri car. We could score points in our first ever Grand Prix here. Or third ever Grand Prix, I don't know why I said first. But our third ever Grand Prix. It'd be impressive if it was our first, but only our third. Still be quite the achievement. There's Fernando Alonso just ahead. DRS not enabled yet, of course. Just trying to keep tucked into a slipstream so I can get that speed advantage. We're actually gaining a bit on the two-time world champion ahead of us. Up the hill once again. Whoa! Lock the rears there. That was very close to us hitting the wall. We're just gonna, once again, keep tucked in the slipstream of the Aston Martin. Just don't want to miss my braking point here. DRS enabled this lap, so if I can just stay with him, I could have a chance to overtake.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Could overtake at the end of Sector 1. Just going out onto the back straight here with Esteban Ocon on my tail. But also I had the DRS on Fernando Alonso ahead. Just gonna tuck into a slipstream and fake the inside and then move to the outside. Brake late and textbook move here in Miami. Swoop right around up into P6 of the Grand Prix. Just gotta use these soft tires while I can. Next up, Lewis Hamilton. I doubt I can make a move on the Mercedes. I doubt I have pace for that. But the pace of this car this weekend is unbelievable. Team have brought some upgrades, but we're still aerodynamically challenged. But it must just be the power, because we are slower through the corners than these other cars, but it's the straight line speed and the power is really what it is. So Alonso's gonna go for a move down in turn 1. So I think something happened with the recording there. I don't know if it cut. Certainly hope not. So it's gonna get back ahead of us. Hopefully not for long, as we wind our way towards the second DRS zone of the lap. And Esteban Ocon is going to try to capitalize on that. So I'm still going to have DRS from Alonso up front. And this could be Schumacher, Zonta, and Hakkinen moment. Down there, a little bit of wheel banging. Ocon and Alonso are side by side. And Ocon, I think, just inches ahead of Fernando. Of course, former teammates for 2 years at Alpine, before Alonso moved to Aston Martin for this season. And that was a great opportunistic move from Esteban Ocon. Speaking of moves from Esteban Ocon, here he goes. He has DRS. He's going to try to go to the inside. I'm going to force him out to compromise his line into turn 1. He is going to make that move stick. Perfect car placement there from the Frenchman. Going to have DRS down into turn 1 though, but it's not going to be enough. Ooh, we're just going to the back of him there. I'm not sure if I have wing damage. I don't think so. So we exit onto this first back straight here. These tires just don't have anything left in them, and Piastri on those hards, of course, not worn hardly at all. He's gonna have the DRS, but I don't know why he hasn't pulled out to the side to try to do a move on me. See, as you can see there, I had to just snap that back really quick. these tires are about done. The team wants me to box at the end of the next lap. Here comes Oscar Piastri now. And that means I'm gonna have DRS down this main straight, but I don't really want to waste any time battling him. Just want to have it for the speed and time advantage. As we near the end of this lap here, Valtteri Bottas has caught up to me on those medium tires. Just hanging on to the heels of Oscar Piastri. I'm gonna have DRS down this back straight, but don't want to get passed by Bottas for the sole reason of I want to be going into the pits in clean air. Just gonna get this DRS open. Tuck into the slipstream with Piastri, and I am boxing this lap, so. And so is Piastri. Surprising, he started on the hard tire. Very, very surprising, considering he started ahead. So, strange strategy for the hard tire runners, I guess.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were
Did we
expecting.
jump him?
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit or receive a penalty for dangerous driving.
I believe Piastri just had a slow stop. Piastri just had to wait for other cars to pass there. But now Alonso is gonna get back past us. My tires are still cold, so through this bit is very, very difficult. So just go wide there, but I believe I still have DRS on Alonso. No, I don't. Do not, so man, gotta come through this here with the advantage on Alonso. I have slightly fresher tires and a quicker car through that section, so I gained a few tenths. Just gonna try to break the toe for me a little bit, but there's not really anything he can do. Just look at that. That is so nice to see us finally having some pace in this car.
Daniel's in the pits.
So Daniel coming in for his stop. Yellow flag's out, someone's got issues, and it's Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes there, so Mercedes power unit failure there here in Miami. So we're approaching yellow flags up here, and there he is parked to the right of me, right up in that section, so I just run a little bit wide. And I'm now starting to lose grip on these medium compound tires as Lance Stroll in 10th. Final points position, we're going to be duking it out for 9th. I'm going to push him to the inside, but there's not going to be anything I can do in this AlphaTauri. I've used too much energy, so now my deployment is not as significant. So our straight line speed and power, we don't have the advantage that we used to have. That's nobody else's fault but mine. But now if I can just hold on through this first sector, I might be able to make a move down the back straight. And all this is allowing Pierre Gasly to catch up. And he might just snag at the final point of this race. But I'm going to hold on for dear life to see if I can keep this point. And that would benefit the team quite a bit. Move us up the constructors' standings. Hopefully, if we keep getting results like this. I have managed to stay within DRS range of Lance Stroll. Just gonna deploy some battery. DRS rear wing dagger reduction system wide open. Gonna tuck into the slipstream here. We're not gonna be close enough to make a move down into this corner here, but if I can just hold on through the dirty air here, through this section, through Sector 2, I could, maybe, score a point by holding on to this 10th place, or even passing Stroll for 9th. Does keep it nice and tidy through there. Not the best of exits.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Just gonna give it everything down the straight. Tucked into the slipstream, he's gonna cover the inside, but I've got the outside. Gonna brake late, but he is gonna force me the long way around. This isn't gonna be easy if I'm gonna pull it off. But I have, and just for good measure, I am gonna have DRS down the straight, so to pull away from him just a little bit, and back up into 9th place. So this is gonna be a battle to watch. Over this lap, I'm just gonna try to conserve some energy. I really wish I could put it into harvest mode, as in like none, deploy none, like you can in practice, but unfortunately you can't. So I think my end plate just scraped the wall there. Nothing too significant. Clearly starting to form a train behind me, but I don't really care that much as long as I can hold on to this 9th place. Here comes Lance Stroll once again with that Mercedes power unit. Ooh. And I'm gonna go deep there. Not the best racecraft from myself. Up the hill through this twisty bit where Lewis Hamilton retired just a lap ago. Deploy once again down the straight. Gonna have DRS tuck into the slipstream. Gonna go for the outside again, but then I'm gonna fake it and go to the inside, and I did catch Lance Stroll napping there, and now this is gonna be a much easier move to pull off than last time. Can really see a train just forming back there.
Final lap.
As we start the last lap of the race. Just gonna try to keep it nice and steady through here. Lance Stroll bouncing over the curbs there, I think. We managed to hold on to the position for now. There's 2 more spaces he'll be able to get past. So I'm just gonna keep it nice and steady through here. Gain as much as I can through here, but that's not gonna do us any favors. So head into this corner. No grip on these tires. They're absolutely finished. Here comes Lance Stroll. I'm going to deploy a little bit of battery, but not too much. I want to save that for the back straight in case I have to make another overtake. I'm going to hold the racing line. I'm going to force him out to the inside. As here comes Pierre Gasly as well. We're going to go 3 wide in this corner. Am I going to be able to hold on to 9th, or am I going to lose 2 places in the space of 1 corner? Stroll has the inside line now, and he does just stay ahead of Pierre Gasly. Sergio Perez wins for Red Bull. I thought Max Verstappen was leading, but apparently not. Red Bull 1-2. And now I'm going to give it everything down the straight to try to stay ahead of Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. Here he comes. Is he going to be close enough to send a dive down the inside? Yes, he is. I'm going to be late on the brakes. Ground the outside. I was ahead going into the corner. And I'm just going to hold on for P9 of our first points in Formula 1. And that is a great result for the team.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
And we get driver of the day as well. Really happy with that.
And that's the leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
Let's move on to the constructors. And pulling further ahead in the standings, it's Red Bull. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula 1. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula 1 action very soon.
So great result for us here, finishing P9, scoring our first points in Formula 1 with 2 points, and that pushes us, or keeps us, I should say, 12th in the standings. AlphaTauri staying 7th, but with 2 points to our name now. And that is a great result for the team, getting driver of the day, of course. Lance Stroll once again working his way up through the field. George Russell as well. So Mercedes not off to a good start of the season, though. Only 5th and 7th in the standings, and 3rd in the constructors by quite a margin. But that was some masterful racing between us, and I'm really looking forward to the future here at the team, and I can't wait for the next round. We're gonna keep pushing from here, keep developing the car, and I'll see you guys in the next episode in Imola.